Hey guys, it's that time of year and Christmas is around the corner, festivities are about to get going, but there's this huge pressure to spend money and really essentially overspend during this Christmas season. Today I want to just make this video to share 10 top tips, 10 frugal tips to help you completely avoid overspending during Christmas.
Yes, absolutely. And we hope you find this video useful. Please do share it with anyone, friends and family, whoever you think will find it useful. Like, share and subscribe, all the good stuff, and support what we're doing on this channel. It also helps to spread the words to other people, and yeah, it just helps the algorithms.
Okay, what's our very first point?
Okay, so the first one is a pot planned party. A bit like a potluck party, but the difference with this is that you as the host will know what everyone is bringing. So for us, we have big families and each year we take it in turns to host in different people's houses. This year we're hosting and so we have a menu and with a list of all of the food items which we would like to have on a day, and everyone who is coming gets to pick whichever thing that they want to cook. Whatever's left, obviously we'll make the bulk of it, and whatever's left we will also provide it. That way there isn't any excess food. We spread the cost amongst family, so there isn't a burden on one person to make all the food, and it's just nice for everyone to come together. It's more fun and enjoyable, isn't it?
What kind of stuff's on the menu, real quick?
So we've got, instead of like the big turkey, we've got chicken, whole chicken, we have jollof rice, we have fried rice, we have like some traditional English traditional and also some Nigerian traditional food, moi, plantain, all the good stuff.
All right, can't wait for that one. Second tip is a Secret Santa for adults. Okay, right, we did this last year and I really enjoyed it. We had a £10 budget. That was it. That was the most you could spend. I actually struggled to find it. It was £10, but I think I spent £15 in the end. Trying to buy my dad. My dad was my Secret Santa.
Oh, well, not secret anymore.
Well, that was last year. So this tip actually really works. So essentially, you get to pick somebody, all names are in a hat, you pick somebody and you go off and you buy them a present. A lot of people do this at work, but doing it in a family is actually pretty fun and also helps to save money at the same time. And everybody still gets a present.
Absolutely.
What's our next one?
So the next one is meaningful and handmade gifts. So you might be a very gifted baker. So you might want to make homemade biscuits or cakes or, homemade chutney. I like making our own creams. So I might make, homemade shea butter with infused like essential oils for family, package it really nicely. It's more meaningful. And yeah, you can't go wrong with handmade gifts.
I love that. Our next tip is to make your own decoration. So although last year we bought a live Christmas tree,
we did.
A living tree, whatever you want to call it, 2 years ago, for the first time ever. But we've not repeated it. We've stuck to our. We bought a reusable one.
Yeah, a reusable.
So for many years before that, we've been married for 12, going on 13 years. In all that period, we've had a reusable tree. And 2 years ago, we tried a real tree, and it was too messy and too expensive. We've gone back to the reusable tree, and we're using that. And the tip is to essentially make your own decorations, right? So you don't have to have fancy decorations. Like you could go and pick things up from outside, and pick, what are those things? Those kernel things you pick up and put on the trees. So you can put different bits, essentially. You can pick various bits that you can put onto your tree, or you can actually make them and put them on, and they actually look even more meaningful. Yeah,
which we actually did that a few years ago, and we still have them. Also, our lovely neighbour has holly tree.
Holly tree. And it was a good way to speak to the neighbour at the same time.
I was like, hi, lovely to meet you. I'm Mary. I've never spoken to you
We live on the same road as you.
But can I have some of it? But yeah, he was very kind and let us use some of it, which we use as decoration in our house when we were hosting. And it also was on our table, wasn't it?
Yeah. Big dinner. What's the next one?
What number are we on? Sorry.
Number 5. Tip 5.
Got carried away. Oh yeah, so eco-friendly reusable wrapping bags. So something that we're doing differently this year is, you might call them Hessian sacks or burlap bags. You can actually get some of them for free from some supermarkets, from some stores where they just get rid of them, or you can buy them very cheaply from eBay or Amazon. And if you're the creative type, you can go online on like YouTube and look at ways of personalizing and decorating those Hessian sacks. And if you didn't want to do that, the quickest thing you can do is just get a nice bit of ribbon and tie it. With these testing sacks, you can reuse them every year, and it's eco-friendly. You don't have to worry about, paper, having to chuck it away, like one use waste item.
Right.
You can reuse it again and again. So yeah, and it looks nice as well. What's the next one?
I love that. Tip number 6 is to create handmade Christmas cards. Yeah? So obviously things are digital now. A lot of people are sending digital cards, but I still quite like getting a Christmas card, right? And we still get them from a number of our neighbours. Actually, they've actually quite embarrassed us in the last couple of years. They've given us more cards than we've given. This year we're going to make up for it. We're going to make up for it. I'm not sure.
And also some friends who still sends us
Christmas cards in the post. Yeah, please keep sending them. So handmade Christmas cards. I really like the idea of this because you get to think about what the message is. You get to think about what Christmas means to you. Because Christmas for everybody is different, and you get to actually communicate that via a handmade card. And it doesn't have to be complicated. You can buy a lot of these, kind of smaller things or reuse things from home, essentially. Lots of paper in our household, as well as, I'm sure, probably in your household. But you can find really creative ways of using it. Like, do you remember that book by Austin Kleon where he does like blackouts, where he blacks out different bits to then create the words? That could be a really creative way of actually making the messaging inside a Christmas card. By using existing newspapers, blacking out certain words and then creating the messaging you want. So,
our children get Christmas cards from their friends, and we use like ones from the years before. They just can cut them up and use some bits from the old Christmas cards to upcycle them onto the new ones that they give to either their grandparents or their cousins. And you can just get cheap card from like Hobbycraft or the Poundland.
Hobbycraft, I like that place. What's tip 7?
Tip 7 is to remember the true meaning of Christmas. And, depending on whether you're a person of faith, for us, the true meaning of Christmas is all about Christ. And so we always make the time to just come back to, you could get carried away with all of the gifts,
all the noise,
exactly. But we always like to take a moment to pause and to, whether that's to go to church, which we always usually we'll get to that one on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, or attend Christmas carols, studying the word and just coming back to the meaning, the real meaning of Christmas.
And for everybody that's obviously different,
but also spending time with family, and loved ones, and just that whole point about giving, not thinking about yourself, but thinking about others.
I love that. Our next tip is to volunteer and give to charity. So in the post, very practical today, we got a letter from Crisis, the homeless charity. And I thought it was really nice to get it in this season. Because recently I actually texted our good friend Chris, just asking him about, like, I've just been drawn to homelessness as a problem. We see it everywhere,
especially when it's the winter time. You just remember more so, don't you?
Like, we went out for my birthday and we came out the restaurant. It was off Regent Street, around there anyway, in West End. Right outside, all these really expensive like shops, like luxury shops. But there was a man sleeping in a box, literally in the box. And that moment, I almost felt like, wow, like this is pretty serious, what's happening with homelessness. So a thing to do in this season is maybe rather than give Christmas presents to people, maybe, you could tell somebody that what you're doing this year is you're volunteering instead, or you're giving money to a charity. I've just mentioned Crisis because I got a letter through the door, but there are many other charities that you might choose.
And get the children involved, sorry.
Yes.
That will put things into perspective for them, because sometimes they can get a bit crazy in terms of the things that they want for Christmas. But when they realise how fortunate they are, and what other people are going through, they'll actually reassess and think, actually, do you know what, Mum, I'd rather you give some of that money to charity. I don't mind. I don't need to get an expensive gift that I actually wanted. So
What's tip 9?
Tip 9 is to create family traditions. So for us, like I said, we would tend to go to church in the morning, first thing. Or, for you, that could be playing a certain type of board game at home, or watching a classic movie. Like last night, our boys wanted us to watch
Home Alone
again for like the 8th time.
We ended up buying it, actually. Imagine
we
paid $9.99 for Home Alone.
Yeah, because they're going to want to watch it.
They're going to watch it again and again and again. Like,
so, what is that family tradition for you? Last year, it was lovely. We spent Christmas at my brother's, and all of the cousins, they walked to the beach.
That
like
was nice.
first after we all went to church. That was really nice. So
That was nice.
think of a family tradition. So regardless of whether you have the presents, you know, or the food, if you can keep those traditions, which is basically free,
Yes.
you still feel like you've celebrated it, and you'll create lovely memories.
Yeah. And tip 10, come on, could not have it on the list, is to do nothing. Right?
Love it.
Listen.
That is the best one.
Listen, you do not have to spend money during Christmas. You don't have to.
Yeah.
Because look, this tradition of spending and people going nuts and going into a lot of debt is ridiculous. Because come January, I think the day is called Blue Monday.
Yeah.
It's a day when like people call debt charities. Around one person calls every 4 seconds, essentially owning up that, look, I've accumulated all this debt from overspending during Christmas. So I know we've shared a lot of tips on today's video, but doing nothing is an option.
Yeah.
Even if you've got money or even if you haven't got money, don't feel pressured to spend money. Okay?
Yeah.
And, you know, I think doing nothing is okay.
It is okay, and you know, if you can communicate that with loved ones, and they'll understand. They'll, you know, say like, sorry, I'm not doing presents this year, and I'm sure they will understand. You know, they'll probably feel relief that they may not have to reciprocate, and if they want to, then that's fine. But you've communicated, and
I think it's one thing I really dislike in the season is the pressure.
Yeah.
It's the unwritten
It's a lot of
pressure.
pressure.
Everyone's doing this, so therefore I have to do this. You don't have to. Although if you want to, obviously go ahead sensibly and, you know, do what you can and what you will with your finances. But we hope today's video has really offered you some tips. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. What frugal tips would you be able to share with us and with other people who are going to read the comments for how to avoid overspending and possibly getting into debt in this festive season even? Please jump in the comments and let us know. But other than that, just want to say, hope you guys have a Merry Christmas in advance. It's been incredible.
it's been amazing.
Yeah.
Exactly, it's been amazing. 2023. There's been highs and there's been lows, but overall we're very blessed and thankful for
Very
everything.
thankful.
And we hope you use this opportunity to remember about all the things that have gone well for you. And there's many things to be grateful for.
Absolutely.
Always things to be grateful for.
And on that note, as we see on our channel, as ever, in all things, be thankful and seek joy. Take care, people. Bye.
Bye.